Serafina and I were at a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a visual.
Proud of it. Good morning on a Monday.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing this morning?
Well, everybody, you're in for it because I'm fully caffeinated. I've already done the first shot morning show and I'm ready to kill someone. So
now she's on the second shot show.
Woohoo! We're ready to go. Thanks for coming on in.
Thanks for having me down.
So we've got Nate from WKKL with us today, and it is a holy high holiday for sports, right? The national championship is tonight.
9:20. That's a little too late for my liking.
Is anybody watching the men? I mean, I feel like last night we saw Caitlin Clark lose. Like, I actually feel bad for a team that went completely undefeated for a season. The South Carolina Gamecocks, they were phenomenal all season long, ended up winning the national championship. Like, the headline is Caitlin Clark lost.
Well, what she's done for the game of women's basketball, just not only, physically playing, but for all the viewership she brought to games that had people see her, that's an impact in itself to be like, wow.
I know. It's impressive. Good morning, Pam. Thanks for joining us on the show. How are you, Miss Emily? Thank you very much for all of your hard work yesterday over at Knockabout. She not only had herself, but had Savannah and was managing to make sure everybody was checked in, got their beer tickets, got their raffle tickets. We raised over $2,000 for Heroes in Transition yesterday.
How about
for
that?
our Ruck for Hit race. Pretty amazing. And our makers, I feel like I bought all of our maker stuff because yesterday we had all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, that's true.
It started raining on us, and then all of a sudden we had snow, and I'm like, what the hell? And by the time it ended, it was like sun shining, and I was like, Mother Nature, you are drunk, go home.
We're gonna have to cut you off.
It was wild. Good morning, Christy. Don, thank you for joining us on the West Coast. Nice and early o'clock over there.
How about finally seeing the sun after it feels like 1,000 weeks of rain straight?
Yeah, I know. It's supposed to be cloudy today. I do not have my appropriate eye gear for the eclipse today. I do have one of those like machines that you have to wear certain glasses for. That's like a hair removal thing. I feel like that is the same kind of glasses. So I'm just going to wear that if I go out today. I told all the kids, I was like, when you're coming home on the bus, don't look at the sky. Everyone was freaking out last night on social media about not having their glasses, or mine aren't going to be delivered till Tuesday. What do I do?
I get the movie glasses that you get at the
No.
3D. That's what they look like.
That's what they look like, but they're not the same glasses. Don said it's going to be 85 this week. Mother Nature is mad. Oh, no.
85? Where at?
She's in California.
Oh, my goodness.
Good morning, Kathy. It's super early there this morning. She's taking care of the dog, so we appreciate you joining us on the show. Don't look at the sun if you don't have your glasses. And I'm just going to wear my hair removal glasses and hope my macula stays. That's what they say. You list like the macula degeneration. I was like, oh, it's called the macula. I get it now.
Sometimes things click at a later date.
Yeah, well, mine's been clicking at a much later date lately. I don't know what's happening. So I do feel bad for the girls of South Carolina who had an undefeated season, and now the headline is Caitlin Clark lost. By the way, did you see the initial offerings of her WNBA contract?
They got to be ridiculous, right?
Garbage. Less than $80,000 a year.
See, I think women in basketball professionally should get more than 80,000.
Well, I feel like it should be a deal contingent upon bringing some more viewership, right? If she gets more butts in seats and gets more viewership, then she gets more money. I feel like that's why the salaries of the men have raised. But let's be honest, all of us, they even did an SNL skit on it over the weekend. We're all watching it for the girls this season, and now it's over. Do we really care about the guys tonight at 9:20? 9:20. It's after trivia, so you have no excuses. I better see your butts and a seat tonight at Dino's.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I know.
Hey, with Caitlin Clark, I think that what she's brought to the college game, I think she can bring to the WNBA because
Absolutely.
she's that good. Like she's hitting shots from Steph Curry range, and that's not everyday things you see in the
Right.
WNBA.
And she had a stellar first half. And here we are talking about her again when they lost last night. So can't help it. My son was very funny when he was talking about the game yesterday before it was happening. He's like, South Carolina has lost. They're undefeated, Mom. They're not going to, she's going to lose tonight. It's like, okay, buddy. And my husband, well, he was right. She lost. Yes, so good to see you, Lenore. And thank you so much for all of your support of Heroes in Transition. Lenore's daughter is our captain of Team Hazard, Colleen, and she's the hardest working single mama that I've ever met in my entire life. And she had just worked a double at the hospital, I think, and then was coming to the fundraiser yesterday.
Oh
so
boy.
she's a hustler, she's a mover, she's a shaker, and I just absolutely appreciate her so much for still being able to be the captain of this team and keep everybody in relative order and still organizing. Emily says the sun is shining in Yarmouth Port. That is excellent news. I heard Yarmouth is getting a hole-in-one donuts. I think that's the big to-do of town.
Really?
Everybody's very excited about this donut shop coming to town.
I do like donut shops more than I like Dunkin' Donuts because they just taste better for some reason.
Well, fresh and locally made is where it's at. We might as well talk about the manhunt that happened over the weekend. Shout out to every female on social media that was Googling where the hell is Charlie Withers. Because you know what? We found it. This became a national story overnight. So the story, if you have not or been living under a rock and not on social media over the weekend, welcome. Ashley McGuire took to Facebook to say, hey, I'm looking for my husband. He ghosted our family. She was pregnant, by the way, when this happened. Not only did he ghost the family, but he ghosted his restaurant, all of the employees and the vendors. He just closed the door and literally disappeared. This is a quasi-celebrity chef. He was on an episode of Chopped. He has been a Falmouth resident on and off his entire life. His family bought a house here because he's British.
Is he real?
And so it was a manhunt for Charlie. Women's, females, all online, all finding. Everyone's a detective. We took to TikTok, and I say we like I'm part of this. I just was there holding a pitchfork, watching everybody else do the work. Anybody who has ever sunk their teeth into a true crime podcast or show was rapidly searching the interwebs. And you know what? We prevailed.
That sounds like a Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I won't get fined type attitude. You're like, I'm just here to get the story.
100% watching this whole thing go on yesterday, like a tennis ball ping pong match. It was incredible. We finally spilled it on over to TikTok, where a couple of TikTok sleuths not only found his phone number, found his address in Texas, because the guy was dating on Bumble. And these women were happy to turn over where exactly he was. Less than 24 hours, crime solved. Person found.
That's crazy.
And she doesn't want to find him because she just wants to find him so she can divorce him. It's not like she wants to find him to like hold him accountable. Like I'm sure he's done a lot of horrible things to a lot more horrible people. So I love that within a day's period, we have found and put this man to rest.
Put him on blast.
100%. But there was like just chatter on the internet about guys like, this is ridiculous and that's just get a divorce. She's like, I would happily just get a divorce if I could. It's kind of hard to divorce a ghost other than putting it in the newspaper. And I mean, honestly, if she's going to let her business all hang out there, she might as well take control of it herself and post it on her page, which she did. Well. And this is a local business owner also. So, yep, they found the guy. Yep, they did. Right? He will be heard from.
So he ghosted his employees? Like he's the boss and he was just like...
Didn't pay him.
Oh, yeah, that could be a lawsuit, actually.
Oh, it is. It's just that no lawyer in town wanted to take it up because it wasn't worth their money. It's just, it wasn't big enough for them to feel like they need it. And also they're restaurant workers. Who has thousands of dollars to get a retainer to get a lawyer to fight for a few $100s? Like
Yeah,
it's just
makes
not,
sense.
it's not worth it. You just have to let that go and suck it up, which really stinks. And he also poached employees from other restaurants and then never paid them.
Yeah, that's an offense that you
Super
could.
slimy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's something that is just like, wow,
I
you really
know.
did that to
Well, but now
somebody.
that TikTok has grasped its teeth into it, this one person that took the charge, she is like calling on pro bono attorneys. She's like, we're not done here. We've located, we're not done here. You will pay for this.
This situation is not over yet.
Correct. Exactly. So this erupted on Saturday. By the way, I love our new candle. Shout out to Scented Cape Cod, which was part of our market yesterday. It smells like Fruit Loops in the studio, and I'm super happy. The candle is called Saturday Cartoons.
I like candles, honestly. I mean, for a guy that probably sounds different, but like having a nice candle and it smells the room nice, it's just like one of those things where you're like, I
You were
enjoy
sweet.
this.
You got me a nice candle for my birthday. I
I did.
appreciated it. And a nice comfy blanket, which I'm super psyched. We fight over, my daughter and I fight over it. She tries to steal it all the time.
Oh yeah,
It's the best snuggle on the couch Saturday morning blanket ever. So thank you.
See, the candles. I'm not. When it comes to the forest ones, those I are very strong. Unless you
Yeah.
find the right one for the foresty, like strong smelling ones, you'll be like, smell it. You're like, okay, I gotta walk.
No
up out of
balsam for Nate.
But-
Kristen says, don't look up. Remember, everybody, don't look up today.
What is this? A Netflix movie in real life?
Oh, that was such a bad Netflix movie.
I stopped watching it not even halfway.
Yeah,
through.
it was really bad. I suffered through. I was like, I'm gonna finish this. I started it. I want to know how bad the ending gets. It's bad through and through, from start to finish. Good morning, Gloria. How many days are you away from your vacation? I know you're super close to that lake house. I am so jealous. It looks absolutely magical. What is everybody's big plan for the eclipse besides not looking up or making sure you have your glasses that may or not have been delivered?
I got a good plan. I'm going to be working at Cape and Islands Kia, so
Don't look up. There's got to be something in the car area that you can wear over your face to look up at the sky.
And I could.
They got some sort of tint thing in there.
Probably.
Can you wear one of those welding helmets and go outside? I feel like you'd be safe in a welding helmet.
Give me superpowers.
I don't know. I don't know about all that. We're just watching your eyes, Nate. We want to make sure you have them. Dog sitting and a birthday cake. That's exciting.
You know what? Speaking of birthdays, we know someone who has a birthday today.
Oh, we do.
I don't know if he's going to be watching, but happy birthday, JT.
He's too busy putting out videos of positivity. It's his Moan Friday. So happy birthday, JT. We love you.
You're the best, man.
We'll see you Friday at the college. We've got our conference coming up.
That's exciting, honestly. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Are you?
Yeah, because it'll give me a chance to see different points of views in the industry, to be like, oh, these people are writers. Like, I know Troy Smith. He came to one of the classes.
Troy's nice. I love him.
So I already know like 3 people there, which already gives me a little bit like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
most of
nervous.
The people on panels are fabulous. There's 1 or 2 I can leave out, but it's fine. It's fine.
Uh-oh, beef alert.
Everybody's gonna be like, oh no, we'll get to the beef. We'll get to the beef. Absolutely. Yeah. See, even Gloria agrees. A welding helmet's totally fine. Just slap on your welding helmet and you'll be fine. For everybody else freaking out about not getting your 3D glasses in time, there's always a welding helmet somewhere or welding goggles. There's got to be something.
Use a tinted motorcycle helmet.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. We'll figure it out. There are ways around this. All right. So speaking of beef, as we started this conversation, J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, probably arguably two of the best in the business.
Oh, yeah.
I would say. I love them both separately. Together, though, it's not good. J. Cole apologizes to Kendrick for a diss track. Is Kendrick gonna respond? That's what I'm curious about. J. Cole says that he felt terrible after releasing a song amid a fellow rapper, Kendrick Lamar, last week, and vowed to pull the track off streaming services. Titled 7 Minute Drill, Cole's song was a reply to Lamar's verse on the hit Single Like That, in which the star asserted his dominance of the rap game. This sounds stupid.
Honestly, J. Cole is just more sending a warning shot because he got wrapped up more in the Drake Kendrick, because that's where I think it really is Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest beef for a while, and he mentions First Person Shooter, which is a song J. Cole and Drake did. So I think J. Cole was kind of like, I really don't want to do this. I'm gonna just send my warning shots, but like outside of this, I really don't want to get involved.
I'm glad I have Nate for this with this rap game beef. I just individually like all of their music. I have no idea what it means or the thoughts behind any of it. I'm like, oh, this is good. And seeing Kendrick Lamar in person and seeing J. Cole in person, I can tell you that they're both very wonderful people and lyrical geniuses. But I don't like when people fight.
I think this is more of a Drake Kendrick beef because of the like that verse where he mentions a lot of Drake stuff, and Drake's always been known to be wrapped up in rap beef. He has like Pusha T, Kanye West. He's gotten wrapped up in like stuff over the years where I'm like, this just seems like everyone likes to go at Drake, or he's either doing stuff behind closed doors that we don't know about.
Thanks, Thomas. Butt scratcher. Goof. Emily said they're also selling some glasses at some gas stations. So if you're looking for some Eclipse glasses and you're woefully prepared, try that. I'm still going to use my hair removal glasses. I think that they'll be fine. I feel like I'll be fine.
Talk about budget balling out there at the gas station Eclipse glasses.
Well, I know. Oh, Robert, please check in with us later. He is in Burlington, Vermont for this totality. Ooh. RTB checked in with me earlier today, and he was a little pissy because the what was it? Whatever breakfast that he was supposed to have was supposed to be out at 7:45, and it was 7:46, and the continental breakfast was not ready for him. Don't give a time if you're not going to be showing up for it. He's definitely one of those sticklers when it comes to, you said you better be doing that. He is one of those people. Some other beef to talk about this morning was A-Rod. I saw a story that he was eating beef 8 to 10 times in a week. He said he had to cut down to keep, well, now that he's not playing ball anymore.
8 to 10 times.
But also, that sounds like really high cholesterol to me.
That's what I'm thinking out here.
That does not sound good for your body. I know that there are people that are like, oh, if it's grass-fed and it's this and it's different. I just feel like that's still a lot of meat.
People still like puts a ton of salt even like on meat, and it's like, you trying to clog your arteries? Like,
I just feel like that's really excessive.
Yeah.
And also very salty. I'm glad you're better now, A-Rod. We were all worried about you not. It was just a really weird story that was next to Kanye. I just left Kanye alone because what is there to even talk about him anymore?
Kanye
honestly,
West went.
I don't even know what there is to talk about anymore. They're just like him and his poor wife that he's parading around in lingerie everywhere. It's just very bizarre. It's a very bizarre story. And I feel like we shouldn't talk about the ill like that. So I'm just going to leave that story and shake my head and move on. Big winner for Powerball on the West Coast on Oregon. I think one sole winner, $1 billion.
What would you even do with that type of
I don't
money?
even know, but I would disappear. You guys would never hear from me again. I would be gone. Poof. Like Charlie Withers for like 7 seconds. Bye.
7 seconds or 7 years?
I'd be gone. Just gone. Somewhere on a private island. I would eventually bring up the shows, but I would have to like secure my money first. I'd set up all the nonprofits that I want to set all up. Everybody gets paid. Everybody gets fed. Everybody feels good. And then just disappear off to my private island.
Here's the money. Have a nice night.
100%. There are like 270 nonprofits here on the Cape. I would make sure all of them would get something. And I would make sure all of the people would have a house, even if I had to build houses on top of houses just to get these people a house.
Build houses on houses like a 3-layer cake.
I don't know. Like there'd be a way, and I would find it. Whatever it is, even if I'm making an old school, a housing apartment complex, we will figure this out. I've got ideas, but that's what I would do with my money, is make sure that everybody had a roof over their head and food in their mouth. So
I'd probably move up to the mountains. I like
the mountains
up in New Hampshire,
all right,
Vermont. It's just peaceful up there. You can have like water in the background, and like not a lot of cars. Maybe a car or two will come by.
Yeah, there's a certain healing property of the woods like that. We were up in New Hampshire, did our little hiking through the woods, which by the way still had tons of snow. I had the worst footwear. I didn't have my hiking gear on. I thought, oh, there's no snow here. There's no snow there. Wrong.
I'm supposed to go up in July after like school ends. You have that month of June to make some money. First week of July, I'm not going to go up because it's 4th of July and everything's
Yeah, that's not fun to go anywhere, really. It's
especially
too peoply. Too peoply. Good morning, Mary. Thank you so much. I was glad to see your face yesterday. She stopped by and supported the market, Heroes in Transition, and also Ruck for Hit. We appreciate you. And she got really excited because our friend ALR, Alyssa, does this watercolor, and her watercolors are just beautiful. And she had a bunch of elephants because, as you remember, Mary just got back from her trip to Africa with Jenny Wheeler, and so she couldn't resist the elephants. Very cute. She did a nice job painting those for us. I picked up a bunch of Shell Lady cards. If you've not seen ALR's watercolors, they are beautiful. Good morning, Liz. Thank you so much for your help yesterday selling raffle tickets. You did a fabulous job. We appreciate you.
I will have to check out the watercolors because sometimes people just have an art ability where you're like, I don't know how you put those colors together or whatever, and you're just like, the fact you made those work, that's an impressive
Well,
work
there's one lady on Instagram that I watch like what she does, and I'm like, oh, that I could do that. I could do that, and she'll break it down. So I got myself a little watercolor kit, and I can do like 3rd grade watercolors, and I find it cathartic. I find it very relaxing. So there I am with my rolled up toilet paper thing, making little hearts out of it for Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, look at me. I'm an artist. Not
the next Leonardo da Vinci.
Hey, they looked cute. Looked like my kid did it, but it's fine. I thought they looked pretty.
Could you have been a part of the Renaissance with that type of
Absolutely
art?
Not. Nope.
No Italian Renaissance for you?
No, I was making $0. I would be fed to the wolves. Ma'am, sorry.
Art. You could paint the Sistine Chapel.
No, I would be good at like dramatic readings for things if they needed me. You couldn't play an instrument. I have too much ADD for things. It's just basically I could do dramatic readings. I would keep them entertained with that.
Or you could just write in the newspaper back then or whatever they read and just write random stuff.
Right. I would be more like the Bridgerton. It's like the town gossip crier. That's where I would succeed.
Boy who cried wolf type energy.
They're coming. They're coming.
The British are coming.
Yeah, no, I would not be good at any of that. No. Mm-mm. What are coming are though cicadas. It's not funny. You didn't live through it last time, or you were young. You were probably like 10 and you weren't even on the Cape, I don't think, around that time.
The cicadas are coming.
It was so gross. Does everybody remember how bad they were, or was it just like here? It was to the point where I had an umbrella to stop them from pouring on me. They were you could not look driving out of my driveway and just hearing the crunch of cicadas everywhere. We're about to have apocalyptic levels of cicadas. I think it's mostly down south. But it was so gross one year. I remember I had like the Barnstable County Fair. I had to go somewhere. I had the kids and just getting like the kids into the car without getting bugs all over them. It was like wretched. Ugh. It was so gross.
Nah, that does sound gross. Because if you're stepping on that stuff as well,
crunch, I'll never forget it. It sits with me still. So every time I read about cicadas, I'm like, no.
That PTSD kicks in. That's exactly how it sounds. You get that PTSD of like cicadas, and then you're.
It was very end of days. I did not enjoy it. I didn't. So I'd like to think about other things.
Like rainbows and sunshine and happiness.
Yes, and watercolors. My 3rd grade watercolors. Go back. Let's go back.
My elementary mindset. Sunshine, rainbows, happiness. Then you get to an adult and you're like, nah, that's not what it is.
Hey, listen. That's a personal decision. If you want to see rainbows and butterflies, you got to make it happen.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
your Monday reminder that you're in charge of your day and your feelings. So take control of it. This is what we're asking for you today for a Monday. Slow and steady. Don't look up at the sky. It's a few things that we're talking about here. You're going to make it.
Hey, honestly, the transition from when I was younger to now, it's like there's a lot of learning lessons early where you're like, oh, I was a kid, I was able to get away with this, and then you get to an adult, and you're like the time management is one of the biggest things you got to learn.
Hey, you've got nearly what, 3 weeks of school left?
Yeah, 3-4 weeks,
right around there. So Nate does a sports show, just had a really big interview.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I still can't believe that happened. It was the retired Steelers and current Pitt and football and basketball broadcaster on the radio, Bill Hillgrove, and it's still like one of those things that shocked me because I was like, this don't feel real.
Yeah.
And
I loved watching the interview, and just because I know you well. And so it just made me go back in my brain to the days when I first cracked a microphone in a studio. And I was like, oh, Nate. He's like, I forget my name. Yes.
I was starstruck.
But it was absolutely adorable. And you did a really good job. And you like got unnervous real fast and then just jumped into it. So I was really excited for you to just ease into the interview a little bit.
Yeah, that happens to me, like, with stuff like that. Like, I'm nervous for, like, the first couple seconds, but once I settle in,
Yeah.
like, that's when I'm like, "Okay." I was a little nervous just more because 'cause I'm like, "I'm doing this." And then it's like after I settle in and kinda be like
you were verklempt.
Like, you take that moment of you take that moment to breathe while the other person's talking. You're like, "This is real life."
Yep. And you did it. So I think that's pretty incredible. I know you've been doing a lot of hard work for your finals and like cleaning up some audio and getting in your last minute. The conference is happening this Friday. So we'll have 2 shows that will be coming to you live from the college on Friday. And one more time, and then that's it for this semester, which is wild to me.
Yeah, this semester has flown by. It's been a lot of work because I'm trying to get my certificate and graduate with it in May. So for me, it's been a lot of media classes. So like for me, it's like record this podcast, write this blog, do this, do that, and it's like sometimes like yesterday for a little bit while I got that writer's block, but it was because like I'm just doing a lot like media stuff. So like for me, that a bunch of ideas hit me, and then I get that roadblock of like,
Well, I want to remind everybody that if you're located on the Cape and you're over 25 and you never finished your degree, this is a great time to come back to school and change. Maybe you want to change things up. You can totally do so, and it's free.
oh yeah.
You got to, still fill out the FAFSA and still go through the motions, but it's free, and it's such an incredible program. Definitely take advantage of it. And come back to school, maybe learn a skill and put yourself out there. I love seeing older adults on campus going to class.
Like
it's really
Bruce.
nice. Bruce is awesome.
I love Bruce. He's
Yeah.
a good guy.
And you'll see him at Trader Joe's working. I mean, he's just really, I love the fact that he enjoys it. He's doing something that he really wants to do.
I'll say this now. Since the beginning of semester to now, he's really improved, and you hear the confidence in his voice to be like, all right, at first he's kind of was like figuring out his niche, but like now that he has, it's like you're watching him succeed, and it's like, this is great. I love seeing people succeed in this.
And it's good for younger people to see that it's never too late to change your mind too. I think it's just a really nice thing. Like we're changing gears here, and this is something that I've always wanted to do. And it's never too late to try something new. So I love that.
He'll be joining us from Ireland, I think, in a what was it?
Yep, our last show, he'll be joining us from Ireland. So hopefully with the Wi-Fi the way it is, you never know, but I think it's pretty good. It depends on where he is in his travels and where his wife is making him hike to next. So you never know if it's on a side of a mountain.
If you are looking,
we don't know.
If you are looking for media, like Professor Z, the way she teaches.
Oh, she just said nice surprise for a Monday morning. Yay. I got to see her yesterday.
She's great.
Yeah. Lisa Z, CBD. I had one of our friends that bought your lip balm, and she's just like, I don't know if this is going to help, but hopefully it'll calm me down. So Mary, put on another layer. You'll be good to go.
The other day, she gave me something for my knee because it just was like tight and like
Yep.
locked up.
Twingy.
Yeah, it was like all like that. And then she gave that to me and my knee like loosened up. I was like, this stuff works. It's magic.
Either that or you rubbed it enough. Either way, I don't care. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. If it's going to feel better, I'm down for it. Thank you. Even if it's in my brain. I don't know.
But she does teach the media program well. Like it's more of instead of just a lecture, it's more of a hands-on thing. And she wants you to learn to.
Yeah, because it's actual life skills that you can use no matter what field you're going to end up in. So I think it's just really important to be able to do that for yourself, or at least know the mechanics of it. I like knowing how things work. It doesn't mean I necessarily am going to go build something. I just like to know how it works,
Extra
just in
knowledge.
case.
Extra
Sure,
knowledge.
absolutely. Base knowledge of something.
I'm always a learner. Like if somebody were to explain something to me, I'll always sit there to learn because you can never have too much knowledge.
That's it. And if you're a lifelong learner, you'll live longer. That is the rules.
With my Sudoku puzzle later.
Oh my God, forget that stuff.
I don't know how that works.
We were recently away, and my husband, we got one of those like little machines, like seated at a bar, restaurant type place. And there's like one of those machines where you can pick the picture thing or play video games. Pick Sudoku. So I'm sitting there. It's me, it's Lily, it's Cody, and we're just staring at him. He's like, I'm the king of the world. He was like the first 10 places on the thing. And he's like, there you go. Now my name is in there forever. I'm like, okay. Sudoku.
No, that's crazy.
That's what you got. That's your legacy.
I still think last week was crazy with the fact we had someone win $540. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, I know. Our trivia. I was super excited. It was a family that was visiting us from Maine, and actually they lost their power. They couldn't get back into their house, and they said, bleep it, we're just going to go to the Cape for the weekend. And they're the ones who ended up winning the scratch ticket, $540. So I was really excited for them. They're like, will you take a picture again? Our daughters don't believe us. But I was like, oh, that's the law of averages. Something bad probably really happened to their house. I mean, at least if nothing else, that'll pay for their hotel stay to visit the Cape in the winter.
Luckily, they're coming in the winter, not
yeah,
in the summer.
exactly. No, they know. They know. It's, most of the time you don't see snow here on the Cape. And if you do, it's not for very long. So it is a reprieve for the areas that we surround.
That is very true because it feels like all the storm systems break up right around the beginning.
Yeah, it's our coastal buffer zone. It's not that bad around here. It's not.
Back when I was in Rhode Island, I remember there was like 3 or 4 years where we got like a couple 2 feet storms. I was like, because I was a little bit older, starting to learn things from my stepdad, and so I'm shoveling out there. I'm like, this sucks. 2 feet.
Well, you
snow.
Learned.
Yeah.
See, he taught you well. Don't live in Rhode Island and don't stay with your parents.
No, it is something great though, because you kind of figure out like, why don't I start early instead of just letting it all pile out? Because then it teaches you strategies of life,
Shoveling?
Yeah, because it really does. Because if you can go out an hour or two while it's going on, it's
it's less labor on your back.
Yeah, like
sure.
It allows you to learn how to strategize.
Oh, or you could just be like my house and we'll just leave it there until it turns to ice and then we'll have to chip away at it slowly.
And then you'll roll down the driveway.
Ice luge over here. Ice luge. Listen, we have an eclipse today. We've got bigger fish to fry. Don't look up at the sky, everybody. Drink water and have a great day. I will see you at trivia tonight. We've got the media conference, which is coming up at the college on Friday. And shout out to Jersey Mike's. Make sure you go and visit them, one of our sponsors. Thank you. Sea Salt Luxury Salon and Spa, which is in the Mashpee comments. Thank you very much for all of your support. Go book a service and tell Joy Stephanie sent you. Have a great day, everybody. And if you're looking for something to do and you're bored, eventsoncape.com. There's always something to do and something going on in our community. So get involved. There's no shortage of things to do.
Hey, we got a new bowl name. We got the Jersey Mike Sea Salt Bowl.
There, I like it. I like it.
And if you don't understand that, that's a tie back.
It's a national championship right there. 9:20 tonight. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you. Bye. Everybody listen on Lemonadio. Hank is up next. We'll see you.